Hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from 106.1 Kiss FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting, the Invisible Man, Jerry Valeri. Are you there, Jer?
I am here. I've missed you. Did you have a good Thanksgiving break, Rob?
I did. It was very simple. It was relaxing. I didn't really go much of anywhere. We spent Thanksgiving Day with Brittany's dad's side of the family. That's all the family we really saw. And how was yours?
It was good. We went to upstate New York. We went to Rochester, New York. It's really not upstate. I think it's western. I don't know the stupid state that's geography. But we were in New York and
I think
visited
upstate
Kelly's
means anything
family.
that's not New York City.
I think that's what that means, right? That's how I've always taken it.
Yeah,
so
that
we
sounds
we
fair.
saw family and we did Sky Zone and we had a good time.
We have a Sky Zone here in Evansville. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I'll tell you, that place was awesome. It was great. I was bouncing. Up.
All right. I think on my end, we're good.
On my end, we're great.
So look at you. Looking good, bud.
Hey, Merry Christmas. I've got Christmas spirit coming out of my tuchus.
I know you do. Our house is all Christmased up too, man.
Yesterday we got the tree. We got it in. I gave it water. I went outside. I decorated the whole outside of the house. I went back in. I lit our tree while watching Raw. So I did watch Raw through half an eye, but I watched it the whole time. I didn't see it all.
That's the way I feel about Raw. As we already had our tree up. We got our tree up on Saturday. Decorations went up Sunday, although we don't have, this is our first year in our house and we don't have a whole lot of outdoor decorations yet. So we spent a lot on the tree and other stuff this year. So I was like, you know what? We'll hang up what we've got now. Next year, we'll do better next time on the outside.
Hey, that's how it is. When you're starting out, young couple, you're going to have not a lot of decorations. And then you're going to end up having too many. And then when you think you have just enough decorations, the ones you had are going to look stupid to you, or they're going to break, and you're going to have to buy new ones anyways.
So one of our topics on our show this morning was the Christmas tree. Are you team white lights or team colored lights?
You know the answer to this for me. I am team old school colored lights. On our tree, we don't use LEDs. We don't use any of that garbage. We use the old school ceramic multicolored C7s that they had in the 50s that can set fire to the house. And on the outside of the house, it's the ceramic multicolored C9s. And I'm blowing fuses last night, left and right. I electrocuted myself twice. If it gets too hot, the tree will catch on fire. And that, my friend, is Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
I will definitely say I certainly agree with you in the respect that colored is the way to go.
Colored is the way to go. Come on. Why do you have to be so racist with your white lights?
Yeah, Brittany. Why do you have to be so boring with your white lights?
Kelly's the same way. She likes the white lights out front. And I throw the colored in the front and the white. So you'll find a happy medium.
And I swear we'll get to wrestling sometime this podcast. Are you you have a real tree, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, it's a real tree. It's a real pain in the butt, but I wouldn't have it any other way. You have an artificial?
Yeah, I wanted a real, but Brittany's got her way of doing things. And so she likes artificial trees with white lights. And I like real trees with colored lights. So we kind of compromised and we went with the artificial tree with white lights.
She just did everything she wants.
Actually, I'm kind of proud of this. I'm kidding a little bit because usually that's the tree we had, but her old tree kicked the bucket this year. So I said we can get a new tree. And the tree that we got has a foot pedal. And when you push the foot pedal, it has different light combinations.
I can't do the blinking lights. It makes me nuts.
They can just be solid white or solid color if you want.
Sure, that'd be good. That'd be good.
So it goes back and forth. So now when I'm by myself, it's a colored light tree. And then when Brittany's home, it's a white light tree.
Three words that I will give you for advice when it comes to anything in your relationship, and it's pick your battles. And I decided that my battle Everyone always says pick your battles, but they never tell you which one you should pick. I picked Christmas. Christmas was my battle. Kelly liked artificial trees and white lights. We have a real tree. We have colored lights. And now she absolutely loves it because that's what the kids love and that's what we're into. I compromise in so many ways. I just bend over. I take it all year. And then Christmas comes and we're cutting down a tree. So, I mean, if you really want a real tree, I'm sure you could make concessions that would allow that.
It's not the hill I'm willing to die on.
Okay. That's it. I decided that was going to be my hill.
I've got my hills. I just, we're pretty good at meeting halfway when possible. Like, for example, the night we put it up and last night it was set to colored lights. Well, one night it was going between both, and the last night it was colored. That's just the way it was.
I would just every time she leaves the room, I'd hit that pedal.
Let's chat about wrestling.
And where do you want to start? You want to go all the way back to Survivor Series?
I'll tell you where I don't want to start, and I swear it's not because I was Cyber Monday shopping. I was paying attention to Raw last night while I was Christmas shopping, and I'm telling you, last night's show was awful. Your thoughts?
It was awful. There are some things in it that I appreciate, that I liked. But overall, as a show, that thing was a turd. It was a big flaming hot turd.
All right, well, let's start with something good. What was an example of something you appreciated last night? Because I can't think of much.
I'd like to say kudos to Elias Sampson for really making the most out of his opportunity. I thought he put on a really good match. I thought that was a good match. I thought it was a predictable ending, which added to the fact that the show wasn't good because everything that happened was predictable. But he held his own, and he looked like he belonged there, and I was okay with it. I liked the Samoa Joe attack after that. I thought that was good. And anytime Braun Strowman's on my television, I'm a happy guy. So that's pretty much it. I like seeing Paige back, but
I gotta be honest.
The girls they put her with should never have a microphone. Ever.
Yeah. So, okay, let's start with the first thing first, because I do have thoughts on the women stuff going on. But first, let's chat about Elias Sampson, because I'm going to disagree with something you said there. And if you mean it, stick by it. Or if
I mean it. He looked like he belonged. I mean it.
No, I disagree. I didn't get that vibe from him. I thought he looked out of place.
I look at. I know you don't like to do this because you'll say, well, just because you're comparing it to one that's not good doesn't make him good. But look at the other person they're putting in a spot that's relatively young and new. And look at how Jason Jordan is floundering and how bad he is and how unbelievable he is and how the crowd's rejecting him at every turn. They're not doing that with Elias. And there's a reason. There's a connection there, albeit, it's the old honky tonk gimmick, but he's doing it and he's doing it okay. I do. I think that for a young guy, I was happy to see him do all right.
I don't disagree with that part. I think that he's doing the gimmick and he's doing the gimmick okay. I do think that the gimmick's going to need to evolve at some point because I'm now getting bored with it. And maybe it's like, maybe he didn't feel out of place in the Intercontinental title match, but he seemed out of place in that high profile of a match with Roman Reigns, I guess.
I guess, but if you're going to have the Intercontinental title on Roman Reigns, then you're going to have those kind of matches. He's going to have to wrestle guys like Cesaro. He's going to have to do like John Cena did with the U.S. Open Championship title thing. You're going to have to. Roman Reigns is not the main eventer right now.
No, not right now. But he is kind of he's got that position though because the world champion's out of the picture because he's Brock Lesnar.
Right.
So, okay, and then you mentioned briefly my favorite thing that happened over the entire break. The debut of, I got to tell you a funny story about this. So the debut of 4 new female wrestlers and the returning Paige, all kind of in one fell swoop, really, was interesting to me, the way they did that.
I think Paige should have brought them all weather.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. So on last Monday, not last night, but the Monday before,
Sure.
Paige came back and she brought Mandy Rose and someone else with her.
Blondie and the Boxer, whatever her
mixed
martial artist.
So then on Tuesday, she brought 2 more girls with her on SmackDown, and I thought they were the same girls. Is that another Blondie and the Boxer kind of thing?
I guess. I don't know. Whichever 2 she had last night should never have a microphone, especially the Boxer.
Dude, I'm going to take you one step further. Paige should never have a microphone. It's bad, if you ask me, man. It's bad.
I don't mind it. It's not great, but I don't mind it. This is not a hill I want to die on. I'm not going to die defending Paige.
Here, let's do what I do. Let's compromise, and I'll say someone can give Paige a microphone. I'll just tell her where you could stick it.
Right, and let's film it. I know where it would fit. I watched her videos.
Yeah, and I can tell you who could be filming it exactly. You're right. I think that she is a 0 on the mic, at least since her return. A 0.
She somehow got paler. I noted that.
And I don't want to. I was excited to hear the music. I was excited that she was back, and then you give her the mic, and it was broken to me. It was
awful. I have a picture of Paige. Want to see it? I need red lipstick. Just drop
really red lipstick. Yeah, I don't know it. So I'm excited about the 4 new girls. Paige, I didn't realize how over Paige I was, but I am. I
want to see Paige and Sasha, and I think they're setting up Paige and Asuka. I don't know where they're going with this.
Well, but I'm worried about these 4 new girls too. They some of them seem to be a bit out of the old Divas era of wrestling women, and I don't know that any of them are going to hit really big the way the ones that came in with the Divas Evolution did. I don't know that any of them are going to be a Sasha Banks or Charlotte Flair. I don't know that any of them are going to be a Becky Lynch. I don't know that any of them are going to be a Bayley. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, that was, in my opinion, the big story from the weekend, or the week, I should say, which also included Survivor Series. But, I mean, what do you want to say about Survivor Series?
Here's what I'll say about Survivor Series. Jinder Mahal's never getting that championship back. And here's why I say that. They gave that guy 8 months, and I like Jinder Mahal, and they gave him 8 months to put on a championship caliber match, to really be a main eventer, to just go for it and grab it. And all the build up for all the feuds and all the gimmicks and all the stipulations, and never really quite clicked. It was never bad for me, but it never clicked. AJ Styles gets less than a week to promote a match with Brock Lesnar. Everyone gets excited for it, and then it's not only the best match of Survivor Series, but I would put it as a contender for match of the year.
It's not crazy, although I don't think first of
all, it's not my match of the year because it doesn't top what I have. But it would definitely be right now. Like I put a note down. I was like, I want to mention that when Rob comes back. I thought that match was special, and I thought it wasn't going to be. I thought it was going to be another crappy Lesnar match. Especially 5 minutes in, I was like, here we go with another Lesnar match. But then AJ Styles, that guy, he's the best performer in the company. He might not be your favorite or blah, 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 but he's the best performer in that company.
He's the most consistent when it comes to putting on amazing matches.
That was awesome.
I have a feeling, we haven't talked about this off the podcast, but I have a feeling we've got the same match of the year so far from the clues you've given so far.
Okay.
I just got this feeling. Let me ask you, I feel like, I guess we got to do the postie sometime next week.
We have to, yeah. What's the question?
My question was going to be, is AJ Styles in your contender so far? The one that you think is going to win?
He's one of them. I'm telling you, I have 2 matches that are side by side, and I just have to decide which one I want to use.
Yeah, I can tell you this. Only 2 matches come to mind for me too, and one of them is AJ.
AJ's one of them, and I think it's the same match. I think everyone has that match. That match was amazing.
Yeah, but I feel like if we're talking about the same match, I kind of almost forgot about it in that it never really gets brought up. You don't hear
it. A year ago.
We must have the same match.
It was a year ago, Rob.
All right, yeah, we got the same match.
Listen, I'll tell you what. To keep it a mystery, I'll take the first letter from the first word and replace it with the first letter of the second word. And it was at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Okay. So I see what you did there.
See what I did? I switched the first letter with the first. You see that?
It's just funny that because I feel like that's what my match of the year is so far too, but like we haven't really talked about it. I guess there's no. I didn't think there'd be the runaway choice this year. I kind of thought I'd be the only one who would have thought about that one.
It's a runaway except for one other match. There's one other match that I'm just like, I loved it so much that I might just pick it.
Well, and I think here, do me a favor. I mean, it's possible we have the same one for that, but don't spoil that for me. Let's save that one for the posties next week or the following.
I didn't want to spoil this one. You're the one that started poking and prying.
I know. That's what I'm saying, but let's not spoil both of them. Or maybe there's still a month left or whatever. We'll see. Maybe things could change. Maybe SmackDown's going to have a barn burner tonight.
I know. Well, AJ Styles is in the handicap match against the Singh brothers. So buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh, brother. What else from the past week is worth mentioning? Because not much happened.
The paid stuff. I'm sure there was news. I'm thinking there was news, and I can't think of what it was now. But there was just so much. What did you think of the Survivor Series main event? I mean, congratulations. You got the A show. You got Survivor Series.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
I picked wrong the whole way through it.
I shut you out, didn't I? At least on the ones we disagreed on, I got
shut me out. I got so many wrong, but it was okay. I didn't hate the show. I actually enjoyed the show. I thought, what a wonky ending with the Triple H thing, especially to not follow up with it this week. Like what's the story? Like what are they doing?
I think it's pretty obvious. I think that they're building for Triple H and Angle. For one, here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you got Triple H and Angle at the Rumble now. And
why did they do anything last night with it?
Because Triple H is a Brock Lesnar when it comes to appearing on TV.
He's in every show though. Like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's be out every show.
Man,
keeps it special. So, and then at Mania, you're going to have Triple H and Strowman. But I actually think maybe switch those up would be a better idea, but I'm not sure.
If they're paying attention at all, Strowman's going to be in the main event of Mania. Hell or high water.
The main event's easy. The main event's easy.
Who's more over than Braun Strowman? Dear Rob, who's more over?
I'm not prepared to answer that at this moment, but I can tell you for sure what the main event of WrestleMania is. I can lock in easily.
He is the center. So we have Raw coming. It's a house show coming in January. Did you see the poster? Braun Strowman is the center of it.
I haven't seen the poster yet.
Yeah. He's the center of it.
Well, I don't know that he's the most over. I mean, if you're talking about drawing people in, Lesnar's still bigger. Roman in probably some ways is still bigger.
What if it's Lesnar Strowman for the strap and a cage on fire?
Listen, I'll meet you halfway. You make that a Punani prison. You set that thing on fire because it's bamboo. You got yourself a WrestleMania. WrestleMania, I'm telling you, there's no... I mean, barring any unforeseen circumstances like injuries, mark your calendars. WrestleMania is going to be Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. They're keeping Brock strong to make Roman Reigns beating him as meaningful as possible.
I don't know. He's getting cheered now. I mean, is it time? Is people getting more receptive?
First of all, last night I really think, again, another great example of him just floundering on the mic, just not hanging.
Everybody had a rough time on the mic, man.
That's
He
true.
had a rough time on the mic, and then like the Axel and Bo Dallas weren't great. Like none of that was good. None of it was.
No.
And then I thought Seth Rollins was awful on the mic after his match with Cesaro, trying to explain that the Shield's still going to stick together. And the fact that they're even asking the question makes me think that you're right, that they won't make it till Mania together. But who knows?
You know, I don't mind Roman being used in this capacity. I'm fine with him being Intercontinental Champion, being exposed as much as he is. It's just when you get him involved in that John Cena spot and that world title spot, I get really, really sick of him. So there's that. But yeah, you can mark your calendars, Lesnar and Reigns for WrestleMania.
The only other thing I'll mention is, am I the only one not excited about a forced broken Matt Hardy?
What did I miss? What am I missing?
Well, it looks like they got the legal. I haven't followed the legal battle with TNA very much with the broken gimmick, but it looks like he's winning it or whatever, and it looks like it's going to settle. And last night they were setting it up, him and Bray Wyatt, and they were setting up Matt Hardy. He's been on a losing streak, and he's having a rough time with his brother being out, and he seems a little unstable. And then he lost again, and then he's sitting in the corner, and he ends the segment by going, delete, delete. Delete, 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 and then it cuts to commercial. So it seems to me like broken is happening, especially when Michael Cole crowbars. And he's like, it looks to me like Matt Hardy's at his breaking point. And I'm like, oh, you son of a gun.
Yeah, I missed all that. I wasn't paying as much attention as I should have.
The only thing I enjoy about the commentary at this point is it seems like Corey Graves and Michael Cole are just you're the one that pointed that out, just trying to antagonize Booker T.
Yeah, I'm noticing that also.
I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing, and he takes the bait every time.
He does. He really does. I'm trying to think about what else, if there's really much to hit on. I'll leave you with a tease for tomorrow.
Oh.
Here's a little tease just in case SmackDown doesn't deliver the goods, which I think is a pretty high likelihood. This is the downtime of the calendar year. I mean, really, from SummerSlam through the Royal Rumble is typically, in my experience and what I've noticed, is, you know, just a really a low point in the company's, you know, yearly happenings. But I did spend a good bit of my break doing something the people who watch this podcast may appreciate. And I'll leave it for tomorrow because I'm worried that tomorrow's episode could be pretty barren.
You think it's going to be bad? All right.
Even when SmackDown,
I want to hear what it is.
Even when SmackDown's good, it's hard to fill the podcast to be a normal length sometimes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't expect SmackDown to do much of anything. Steve sent me a text saying, I guess I'm forgetting someone because Steve said 5 new girls, 2 on Raw, 3 on SmackDown. So here, why are they all looking the same to me? Well, okay, you got the blondes and the boxers, and I'm mixing them all up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I'm trying to watch wrestling.
Let me see. What the heck? Call up women. Let's see if I get a list of names here. I don't know any of them.
I only remember Mandy Rose because I know her from Tough Enough, and she's so freaking hot.
All right. So I mean, there was no doubt that Steve was right, but Steve is right. Okay. So you've got Mandy.
As long as it doesn't involve naked pictures, Steve's usually on the money.
Oh my God, he screws me up. So you got Mandy, who's very pretty, and Sonya Deville. They're on Raw.
Okay, I know them. Okay, but so I'll never remember which one's Sonya, but okay, Sonya Deville's the Raw boxer. Okay.
All right. On SmackDown, you have Liv Morgan, Sarah Logan, and Ruby Riott. I've heard Ruby Riott before. She's like a indie darling.
So which one of those is the boxer? Do they have 2 hotties in one boxer or 1 hottie and 2 boxers?
They have a goth girl It looks like another girl with big boobs in leather.
I like
And
that.
then a girl that looks like a boxer.
So it's like, okay, I must have forgotten about the goth one.
That's got to be Ruby Riott, right? She's got like half a shaved head. She's got more tattoos than Bray Wyatt. She's got black lipstick on.
I don't know.
She's
know.
not
I'll learn.
particularly pretty. So that's got to be her.
I would think that the one that looks most like the boxer is Ruby Riott, but I don't know. Or maybe no, maybe that is the goth one. I have no idea. I'm talking like I know something. I know nothing.
I don't know. I don't know any of this. Yeah, Ruby Riott is the Marilyn Manson looking one.
Makes sense, I guess.
And then the Liv is the one that's kind of like she's wearing the same clothes as the boxer.
Gotcha.
And I'm telling you, it looks like they should not be friends. Like the girls that they have them teamed up for no reason. They should not be friends.
Okay, well, I think as of right now, after this conversation, I've got the Raw ones locked in. I've got Paige, and then Mandy Rose is the hot one, and the boxer is Sonya Deville.
Yes.
Okay, let me just stick with that right now. Let me lock those in, and tonight I'll work on the SmackDown broads.
Okay. And also, this Friday, coming to your second favorite city in the world, NXT is coming to Altoona.
NXT, you going to go?
I am going to go. My buddy owns a gym, and it's a good gym. It's one of those just free weight gyms, and it's, you know, my friend Ben. And he and his brother own this big gym, and NXT reached out to him. The WWE reached out to them and asked if they could have 3 hours. So they're going to take the gym for 3 hours, and they're giving them a bunch of tickets.
You should see if you can, like, you know, get in there for those 3 hours that no one's allowed in there.
Ben, well, I think that's why there's no one allowed in there.
Yeah, but I'm sure, couldn't Ben be in there?
Well, yeah, he owns the place.
I know, but couldn't you be Ben's, like, assistant?
And put on a shirt and roll in there. I mean, he was the best man at my wedding. I should be allowed to watch wrestlers lift.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they'd have a problem with employees being there, and just don't fanboy all over the place. Can I share my favorite Ben story?
Yeah.
So Ben was the best man in Jerry's wedding, a wedding I was not involved in. I was watching from the nosebleeds.
You were there, though. Come on.
Yeah, I was there in the nosebleeds. And Jerry had a very nice reception, lovely venue, lots of top-notch food, very un-Valerian-like in every way.
It was very Kelly's family. It was very high end.
It was upstate New York, to say the least. And one of the things they had, kind of before it was as common as you see it now, because this was, what, 2005?
Yeah.
You guys had a chocolate fountain.
Oh boy.
And they're kind of commonplace now, but 12 years ago, it was very novel to see a chocolate fountain. And by the time the party was winding down, Ben asked me if I wanted to see him dip his balls into the chocolate fountain. And I was like, yeah, I want to see you do that. And God bless the man, took his scrotum right out, dipped his balls into the chocolate fountain, and I fermented right there on his ball sack. It got hard right there on his balls.
I'm just glad he didn't get his junk out. If he has giant junk, like it would have looked like a chocolate-covered salmon.
Well, on that note, hashtag chocolate-covered salmon. I'll go ahead and play the music. So remember, like I said,
he's a respectable business owner in Altoona now, and WWE's going to his gym on Friday.
What's the name of his? Oh, maybe we shouldn't say the name of his gym. Should we?
I'm not plugging it now. I would have plugged it. I'm not plugging it now.
I do love Ben. He's a great guy.
Listen,
awesome. Tomorrow, I don't know how many episodes we're going to have this week, but I can tell you tomorrow, we'll recap SmackDown, and I'll tell you what I did over the week that I think a lot of people who watch this podcast will appreciate. That's your tease for tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right, Jared, thanks for your help today, and happy birthday, Jake the Snake.
Happy birthday, Jake.
At least, like, when we have nothing to talk about, like we're radio people.